What's up, guys? In this video we're talking about a flat roof tie-in, a temporary tie-in, but not on a single ply. So this method is with a piece of stripping and with some weldable metal. Stick around and we'll show you what it's all about. What's up, guys? My name's Aaron here in our shop, Exterior Pro. We're doing a series or a couple of videos on roofing know-how, but knowing how to tie in your roof. And we did the 6x6, but that doesn't work everywhere. And so it doesn't work on foam, built up, tarred down roofs. And so we're going to show you a second method of temporary tying in your flat roofing project so you can go home and sleep in peace. And we're using a piece of weldable metal that we've sheared down 4 inches. It could be PVC or TPO, and then we've welded a strip to it. So we have the 6x6 method that works with a single ply, rubber, TPO, PVC that you can roll up. And now we've got this method that you can use on roofs that you have to just basically saw cut and make a break at, and then you've got to take your new roofing and join it to your old roofing. And that's what this video is about. All right, guys, we just showed you the 6x6 method, or what I call the 6x6 method, and I use that all the time, but I can only use that where there's a single ply that I can roll up. What happens on a job that has either built up, it has some kind of tar, it has some kind of foam, and there's no single ply to roll up? How do you make a tie-in there? Well, ideally, you don't rain during the job, but we know that's not a reality. So it's going to, you get on these big jobs, you're going to have multiple times of rain, may even have storms. And I recently ran into this where I had a large area of a factory to do. It was a tear off, so it was slow. There was a bunch of bad metal decking, so it made it slower. And I thought, man, it's going to take me 30 days to get this area done, 25 good working days with no rain. That's not going to happen. How am I going to do this? So it took me several months of just thinking. My 6x6 method is sidelined here. It's not going to work. What am I going to do? So after just thinking about this, meditating on it, I feel like I came up with this idea that was divinely inspired, if you want to say, like a God-given idea. And I thought, man, that's it. What am I going to do? This is what I'm going to do. So I'm going to show it to you because we did this idea and it worked very well for us. And I thought, man, this is going to be the motive for this whole video. I'm going to show you this good idea. It will help you, I think, if you get into that situation. So what did we do? I thought, well, I've got an old tar roof, and our tan membrane represents our old tar roof, and then I've got a new roof, and this thing had no tapered ISO. It held water everywhere. The tie-in was going to be a nightmare, and there's million-dollar machines below me with a whole crew of people doing machine shop work. So it's one of those deals where you just can't have leaks. It's just what it is. There's big, expensive machines below you, people inside this place working. You can't have leaks, right? But I can't do the job in a day. It's going to be a 30-day job, so I've got to figure out how to tie this thing in daily, especially when I'm hitting this bad metal deck. So what did we do? On that particular job, we were running PVC. So this is the idea that we came up with. I took a piece of weldable metal, weldable PVC metal. We sheared it down to a piece of a 4-inch. So we made a 4-inch blank on weldable metal. Then we took a piece of scrap, just scrap that we had, and we laid these on here, and we welded a piece of PVC stripping to our piece of weldable metal. This would work in TPO or it would work in PVC, but we welded these together. So then what did we do? We took this part, we flipped it over just like this, right? We laid this part on top of our old tar roofing. And we laid that there where our new roofing was going to lay. So we basically laid our roofing on top of this blank that we had done. We marked it out on the roof where it was going to go. We laid a humongous bead of caulking on this side of this metal right here. And then we laid the piece of weldable metal into the bead of caulking onto our tar roof. We laid our membrane on top of it, and then we screwed all of it down, right, about every 6 inches so that our caulking made a nice tight seal. I mean, keep in mind, this tar roof was wavy. That stuff had been sprayed on or rolled on, had been on there for years. Who knows how it got on there, but it's not flat and it ponds water terrible. So our weldable metal had to move with these curves of the roof and still stay watertight. So we put a nice big 1/2-inch bead of caulking, single ply caulking down, and then screwed it down so that caulking would get smashed out and fill in all them gaps. And our sheet would be held down for when these evenings it would pop up that would have thunderstorms with wind. Then, to waterproof this whole thing, we pulled the stripping back that was already screwed down, and we welded this stripping down to our sheet. So we turned around and covered all of the screw holes and made the seam here by welding this down. So on this side was our old, and on this side was our new welded down. And then we top caulked it right here with just another bead of caulk just to make sure that water or that our caulking had filled in all of these little dips and gaps. And this method The first time that we tried this, we had a big 3-day storm coming in, and that storm was coming in Friday night, and we had worked all week, and we got to where we got to, and I said, well, this is the time, this is when we're going to do it. So we did this method, and actually did it in a great big U-shape area where we had not, where we had fixed a bunch of metal decking, and it just turned out that it had to be that shape, and I thought, man, if this thing doesn't work this time, or if it works this time, it'll work anytime, because it was a tough tie-in to make. But guess what? We had 3 days of rain, Friday night, all day Saturday, and all day Sunday. Had several inches of rain, and inside this building Monday morning, not a drop. Right? We checked on it over the weekend, but not a drop came in. So this method, this thing worked. So then from there on, we did this every time we had rain coming on this job. And it worked really well when we did it right. There was a couple times, and we'll show you the weak spots of it. I found the weak spots. A couple times we did have some drips. The first time we were very conscientious, and we made sure that this thing was caulked right, that it was screwed down right, that it was folded over and welded. And we'll show some B-roll of this. This method works. Again, on your single plies, when you can roll them up, do the 6x6. This will cost you more money, and it's harder to do, right? You're losing caulking. You might spend 20 or 30 tubes of caulking on just a tie-in. Well, that costs money. So I don't, if you can do it a cheaper way, do it a cheaper way. But this way will work on your foam, on your tar, things that you can't fold up, your build-up roofs. This is a great method. All right, guys, so here's another angle. So brown is the old roof, tar, built up, foam, something you can't pull back and do the 6x6 method. So we're doing this weldable metal method for a tie-in. Here's our new roof. Here's the saw cut. We stopped our roofing here. Here's my old roof. And remember, my saw, I just blast right. There's nothing to pull up. So I take my new roof. I make sure I've got enough new roofing to lay over to my old. I take my piece of weldable metal that I've welded my stripping to. I turn it face down, and I lay it out to where I've got just a little bit out here hanging, right? I fold this back. I make a mark on my existing roof, and then I basically chalk that, and then I come in just about a ½ inch into here, where on my edge, and I put a nice fat bead of caulking, the single ply caulking right there. And then what we do is we can pull this out, and we can screw right behind that caulking. And this is a very important part of this whole situation here. If you screw in front of your caulking, like where these screw holes here, if your caulking is here and your screw holes are here, you're gonna leak. This will not work. You've put your screw on the wet side. You've got to have your gasket on this side, blocking the water from getting into the hole that you're poking. You're going all the way through the new, the old, and into the decking of the old, right, of the building. So if your gasket's not on this side, you're gonna leak. So just don't let your guys do this and they don't know what side they're screwing on. No, caulking single ply sealant on this side, right? Screw on this side, but also not like this. So don't back your screws up so far that you don't compress. This metal will move. It'll float with the contour of these old tarred up roofs that aren't flat, right? But I still wouldn't put the screws back this far. Put your bead of sealant here and then put your screws right behind it. That will make sure that you are compressing this metal and squeezing that single ply sealant and making that gasket. Right? The next thing I'm going to show you is the weak spots of this system, because there's a couple weak spots that will cause you to leaks. All right, guys, so let me just show you on this where I think the weak spots are, where I know the weak spots are, and I know the weak spots because I did it wrong one time and I got drips in my building, right? So I have done this successfully and I've done it unsuccessfully, and I thought, man, that shouldn't have leaked. And then they called me, hey, man, you got a couple drips on your tear-off. Fortunately for me, we plan where we're going to tear off, so I would never do this temporary tie-in over top of a big $1 million machine, or on top of the boss's office, or on top of the customer waiting area. You try to plan your tie-ins where if you did get a leak, it's not going to kill you. Like, do it in the open, or in an aisleway of a factory where if you get drips, they can stick a bucket, or so you use your common sense. Don't do this over top of the most expensive machine that the place that you're working on. But here's where I found the weak spot of this to be. So we've got a piece of this where we have to make a joint. I go ahead and cut the tab. On these, I let the tab run by, I let my stripping come by 6 to 8 inches so I can weld to my next piece. This side I cut off. And remember, my sealant is laying down through here, so I lay this piece into the sealant. Right? I lay my sheet down, my new, this is my old, and I'm going to fold these back, right? And I'm going to weld this together. And where I found these to be the most problematic and where I got my drips were on this bend right here where I fold this back over. That little corner, if you've got to get a welder in there, and really make sure that that's sealed, or if this pond's water, you're going to get drips. Now, what we did after we got drips is when we did this, we checked every one of those where both sides of the membrane are flipped over. We really checked them, and then I just went ahead and blasted them. So once we had this look right here, when we have the stripping all the way down, and again, this is all welded, we went ahead and blasted another line of caulking on the outside edge, and then on my seams, we just went ahead and balled up some caulking. It cost you a little bit more in money, but we didn't have drips. So I did it successfully the first time because I was very conscientious. I didn't want any leaks, and I wanted to test this idea. The second time, did we get sloppy? I guess we got sloppy because I didn't check the seams, and I got called out for leaks, and it's raining, and we get some drips. It's not huge drips. We're not ruining anything, but it still makes you look bad when you get these drips. So here we are out in the rain. It's ponding water. We're trying to push water and trying to find, did we poke a hole? Well, we didn't poke a hole. We just we weren't as conscientious the second time that we did this as we were the first, and we got drips. And since, we're out there, it's not good. You're getting wet. It's just not good to leak. So after that, we were very conscientious to make sure of these weak points. So when you do this, make sure you put extra care when you're flipping this over. Keep your screws on the dry side. Keep your caulking on the side that's out towards the existing roof. Run your screws right behind it. So don't screw on the wet side, and then make sure your seams are nice and tight and welded. Guys, I hope this video has helped you. We'll see you on the next one.